So for the first time in Dave Caldwell's 6-year stint as the Jacksonville Jaguars general manager, we are in a situation where the Jaguars cap situation is not great. And we all knew going into the season that there were going to have to be some tough decisions made on players to basically let go and players to keep on the roster. Now there is another thing that you can do, and you can restructure contracts on players on the team that are down for it. And we did our first kind of domino today as Marcell Dareus, defensive tackle, has decided that he will accept a contract renegotiation. And his base salary this year is going to drop from $8.3 million down to $2.8 million. And that is a $5 million of cap savings. And really, a lot of that money is basically just going to Marcell Dareus as a kind of salary, as a roster bonus, or as a signing bonus. And we're also taking a year off of his contract to where now he is under the Jaguars' control for 2019 and 2020. So those are kind of the number logistics. I don't know too much as far as that goes. But what I do know is that Marcell Dareus is a really good player for the Jaguars. And really, he's in a position that it's a lot like offensive line, where the position, when you play well, it's not really noticed very well. Now, he plays a position at nose guard /3 technique, where it's not like he's going to put up like sexy double-digit sack numbers, or like a wide receiver's putting up a bunch of receiving yards. He's in a spot where he's a run stuffer. That's his main job. His main job is to really, like, when you see running backs run up to the line of scrimmage and they don't see anywhere to go and they get bottled up for a 1-yard gain or maybe even loss. A lot of those times, even though Marcell Dareus isn't making the tackle, a lot of times he's clogging up the running lanes. A lot of times he's taking on the double teams, and he's kind of doing a shake and bake, Ricky Bobby style, where, Telvin Smith, Miles Jack, or maybe Calais Campbell will come up on cleanup duty. So Marcell Dareus, we acquired him in 2017 via a midseason trade. We traded him from the Bills for a 5th-round pick. And we went from like one of the top 5 worst run defenses into like a top 10 unit. He was a real key X factor in really changing the defense to where not only were we a good passing defense, we became a good running defense as well. And this is big news for the Jaguars, as they were able to kind of restructure Marcell Dareus' current contract to where they save $5 million off the cap. They keep a good player. They keep a really productive player. A guy that's been under Doug Marrone for 2 different, organizations, under the Bills and under the Jaguars. He's going to be going into his 9th season as an NFL pro after being a 3rd overall pick in the 2011 NFL draft out of Alabama. And it's good stuff. And Caldwell said that Marcell Dareus is a guy that wanted to stay. He's a guy that approached Dave Caldwell saying, hey, I want to stay with the Jaguars. I like the fit here. I love Jacksonville. The weather is probably a little better than it is up in Buffalo. But yeah, it's all good news. Now, one thing I do want to note that not really many people are talking about is that there could be a potential suspension looming. Now, I don't know really too many details about it, but as we all remember, at the beginning in the summer of 2018, there were a couple different stories that came up about some sexual assault or something like that charges against Marcell Dareus on 2 different occasions, a few months apart from each other. It was kind of a weird story that came out, and usually when stuff like this happens, if it happens in the summer, usually like they get a full year to where they play, then usually the suspension doesn't come until like the following season. We saw it happen with Ezekiel Elliott. We saw it happen with Dante Fowler Jr. We'll see what happens to Marcell Dareus. I really haven't heard much from it, really, like ever since it happened last summer, but it could be something that we maybe need to monitor and that we don't want to forget about. But I don't know what happened, if it went to court or whatever. I just want to put that out there. But Marcell Dareus, glad he's back with the Jaguars. Big addition, big key player for our team, and we get to keep our starting defensive tackle. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think of Marcell Dareus staying on the Jaguars, and be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in my next vid.